Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. In today's video I wanted to share with you guys some things I wish I knew when I first relaxed my hair. There's a lot I didn't know and I had to learn over the years, so if you are relaxing your hair for the very first time, this video is for you. And if you just want a little refresher on some things that you should be doing when caring for your relaxed hair, then you can stick around and watch this video as well. The first thing I wish I knew is that I needed to have a routine. So sure, I was washing my hair every week and I was deep conditioning every week, but having a structured routine like I have now is something that I didn't have back then. Washing my hair every week was kind of something that I learned growing up, and it was just a habit. It wasn't like a structured routine per se, like deep conditioning weekly, making sure you're clarifying monthly, protein treatments, trimming, all of that. I did not have a structure in place, and one thing I want to share with you guys is to make sure that you have a routine from the very beginning. Having a routine in place will ensure that you're keeping your hair nice and healthy and will limit any type of damage. A lot of people like to say that relaxed hair can't be healthy. There are a lot of ladies in the relaxed hair community who can put all those rumors to bed. Once you have a structured routine in place and you are consistent with that routine, your hair can absolutely be healthy. Tip number 2, I kind of mentioned it in tip number 1, is to be consistent. Now if you have a routine, then great, but if you're not consistent with that routine, then you're just defeating the purpose of having a routine in the first place. Consistency is key in everything in your life, but when you're caring for your hair, you have to be consistently deep conditioning, have to be consistent with your trims, have to be consistent with making sure that you are moisturizing and sealing as often as your hair needs it. So my hair may need moisture daily while your hair may need moisture every other day. What works for you is what you're gonna do in your routine, but make sure you're being consistent with it. Tip number 3 is to stretch your relaxers. So this is a big one because I was one of those persons who was relaxing every 8 weeks. And you're not supposed to do that. So you want to make sure that you're stretching your relaxers. I always say, like, until you have about 2 inches of new growth, then you can go ahead and relax. Some people may have that at 10 weeks, 12 weeks. As long as you're not relaxing every 8 weeks or relaxing when you have less than 2 inches of new growth, you should be safe. You want to make sure that you're stretching your relaxers and having enough new growth to prevent relaxer overlap. Relaxer overlap happens when you relax already relaxed hair. The relaxer is only supposed to go on your new growth, not on your already relaxed hair. And you can protect your already relaxed hair by applying Vaseline or heavier oil like castor oil to it, just to make sure it's protected from any relaxer runoff during your touch-ups. So if you think your new growth is out of control and you're like, girl, I do not know how I'm gonna make it through this stretch. I just recently gave birth to twin boys, and during my pregnancy I made the personal decision not to relax my hair, so I ended up stretching my relaxer for an entire year. So I will link the video below where I shared my tips on what helped me through that whole year of stretching my relaxer. My next tip is to have a trim schedule. Now y'all, take it from me, I used to be the queen of skipping trims, and mainly because I was being cheap. When I was in Jamaica, my stylist used to do my trims just automatically and she didn't charge me extra. When I came to the States though, it was a thing of them charging you like $5 to $7 extra to trim your hair. And so being a little 16-year-old high school student, I'm broke, I'm not trying to pay extra for a trim, so I used to skip it a lot, and I paid for it dearly with a series of haircuts. I've gotten so many haircuts I can't even count anymore. But yes, make sure you're keeping up with your trims. Right now I just find it easier to trim with every relaxer, so I remember relaxer and trim, so I don't get confused as to when was the last time I had a trim. The last time I had a relaxer. So making sure you will have a trim schedule and you're keeping up with your trims. Let those raggedy ends go, sis. Another big thing I found that helped me a lot in my hair journey is to know your hair type and porosity. I did not know that I have 3 different curl patterns. I learned that when I decided to take the health of my hair seriously. So I have type 3A, 3C, and 4A. And so those are all 3 different textures that require a certain type of care. My hair is about medium to normal porosity, I would say. So making sure that you know your hair type and porosity, you can easily do a strand test. Take a clean strand of your hair, you put it in like a glass of water or a bowl of water, and if it floats on the top, you have low porosity. If it kind of floats in the middle, you have medium to normal, and if it sinks directly to the bottom, then you have high porosity hair. But knowing your hair type and porosity can limit the amount of products that you go out and try. So I kind of took a dart to the wall blindly, just trying any products, random products, and just going through a whole host of products in the beginning of my hair journey. Like, I had a lot of products that I went through, and I did that mainly because I didn't know anything about my hair really. When it came down to me knowing my hair type and porosity, I could immediately tell almost off the bat if a product is going to work for me or not. So that limited the amount of money I had to spend on trying products, even though I still try products because, you know, I want to make recommendations to you guys, or I just feel like trying a product. I do that only because I want to now, and not because I'm like desperately in search of, oh, I need a moisturizer that's going to work for me, so I need to try 20 moisturizers. No, that's not the case at all. I know my hair, and I could tell you off the bat if a moisturizer is going to work for me or not. Be careful with color. So relaxer is a chemical service, and so is color. When you put the two together, you're having two chemical services done to your hair. Now, when I wanted highlights in my hair, I knew that I needed to wait 2 weeks in between, but I didn't really know how to take care of my color treated hair. So if you decide to have color in your relaxed hair just because you want to, you're gonna need to see your stylist a little bit more often just to make sure that they can stay on top of the health of your hair. You also want to make sure you're incorporating products that cater to color treated hair, and you want to make sure you give it like a nice gap between your relaxer and your color service. So those are two chemicals that I usually say like pick one, because I went through having color and relaxed hair and I experienced a lot of dryness. A fix to that would have been for me to incorporate more moisture into my routine. I did not know that back then, so I ended up cutting my hair and getting rid of all the color and just stuck to like my natural hair color and the relaxer as my one chemical service. But if you're the person that you want to do both, girl, do you, boo, but make sure you stay on top of the health of your hair, seeing your stylist more often, incorporating a lot of moisture, because having two chemical service can dry your hair out a lot. So make sure you stay on top of that. Limiting the use of direct heat is something that I wish I did. Y'all, I used to fry my hair. I used to flat iron my hair when my hair was wet. It was that bad. Like, I did not know any better. Don't come for me. But I recommend limiting your use of heat, direct heat, to once a month, I want to say. So like your flat irons and your blow dryers, about once a month is good. Make sure you're using your heat protectant. I could not tell you the last time I've used my flat iron. I don't even know where it is, to be honest with you. I mainly stick to indirect heat, which is like I roller set and I sit under the dryer sometimes if I have the time. I don't like sitting under the dryer. I prefer to just walk around the house in my rollers and just let it dry like that. But I have been in love with air drying my hair. Now my hair does not air dry straight, so I personally air dry in 4 twists, and this is what you guys are seeing now. I air dry in 4 twists, and I love my hair like this. I fell in love with how my hair air dries, and I have been air drying more than I have been roller setting. And I used to love roller setting a lot. Like, if you guys have watched any of my wash day routines that are up on the channel, I pretty much roller set in all of them. But I've been loving air drying recently. It's a vibe. Hair care is more than just products. So you can buy the most expensive products or the holy grail products of your favorite hair influencer, and if you're not taking care of your hair from the inside out, all of those products mean absolutely nothing. So make sure you are taking your vitamins, you're drinking your water, you're making sure that you're eating hair nourishing foods. All of those contribute to the health of your hair. So hair care is more important from the inside than it is from the outside. So y'all, relaxed hair is versatile. I did not know this back then. As crazy as it may sound, like I used to think that I had to wear my hair straight or in my little tired ponytail. Like I used to love rocking my one ponytail, y'all, or I just wore my hair straight. But now I love my braid outs, I love my twist outs, I love my high ponytails, all the hairstyles. I love them, and I have a playlist of all heatless hairstyles on my channel already. I will link it below so you guys can go check out my heatless hairstyles. But you can style your relaxed hair in more than one way. Relaxed hair does not have to be boring and straight all the time. You can get a little curl in without the use of heat. So cotton is your enemy. Those cotton pillowcases, those cotton bandanas, and your towels, throw them away and go for satin or silk pillowcases, satin or silk hair scarves, and making sure that your t-shirt drying versus towel drying. Towels are a little bit abrasive for your hair, so a t-shirt is much more gentle, and you can even use like I have a microfiber hair towel that I like to use. You can use those are gentle as well. And I used to love, I don't know if you know those like bandanas, the colored ones with like the white patterns on them. I used to see them in these music videos from the girl groups that used to sing like TLC. Yeah, those cotton bandanas used to be my favorite. Like I always protected my hair, but I always used those. And cotton is abrasive on the hair, so it can cause breakage. I swapped those out for my satin scarves, and that is much more gentle on your hair. And I don't sleep like an angel, so I make sure I have a satin pillowcase as a backup. I'll link some from Amazon down below. They're super affordable. You can also get these at the Dollar Tree, guys. Like I have seen satin pillowcases at the Dollar Tree, and that's where I get mine from. Like if I didn't tell you that my satin pillowcases came from the Dollar Tree, you would not know. They look so good. So for example, this pillowcase right here is from the Dollar Tree. Like you see how beautiful this looks. Like if I did not tell you this was from the Dollar Tree, you would have no idea. And so is this one. Like guys, come on, it's $1. Protect your hair, like seriously. And the ones that I'm going to link below from Amazon are less than $10, and you get 2 in the pack. So guys, that is it from me today. Those are the tips that I wanted to share with you. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Make sure you are subscribed, following me on Instagram, and check out the playlist down below for all of my healthy hair tips. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.